So the first change you'll notice is everyone has to wear a mask when on the property this year. The only exception is when you are bowling during your game on your green. So the next thing you need to do is open up the clubhouse to get some ventilation going. You'll need a fob to open up the main door, and then you'll lock it open for the duration of your shift. Then we move on to the back door, which we open up both of the doors and block them open with the props that are available. Next, you need to determine which direction the club will be bowling in this day. If they're bowling in this direction, which is north and south, we'll be using that gate you can see, the south gate. If we're bowling in this direction, which is east and west, we'll be using that gate in the distance, the east gate. Remember, we always bowl in the direction the numbers are running. So in today's example, we're going to be bowling north and south, which means the east and west gate needs to be locked out, and our south gate is the one we use for entry. All our combination locks have the same combination: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we need to start setting up the entry gate, and for that we will need the gate indicators, a rag, and a bungee cord. So now we are at the south gate, our entry gate for the day. So you can see the table is already in place for you. It's being locked in place. Might need a little wipe down. We have these gate indicators to show the players which gate we are using today from a distance, so they will come to the right gate, not the locked out gate. And once you get the indicators put in, you're simply going to bungee this gate closed, because you're not going to be monitoring it for the next 15 minutes or so, and you don't want people wandering in. Okay, so now it's time to start bringing out some equipment. We're going to start with the long mats. Even when they're not in use, we bring them out because some people have to use them all the time, and we'd like to have them outside of the main room. So after the long mats are brought out, we then bring out the nails used to tie them down, and the can that we use to put the dirty rags in. So the next step is to bring out the caddies. These caddies are not fully set up. Well, the one on the far right is. There are 8 of them in all, 4 of them to go on each side. So 4 go on this side and 4 go on the other side. So you should find the caddies fully stocked, as they are stocked by the monitors at the end of each shift. We'll just have a little bit of a look at what's in them. There's 2 short mats, the player circles, probably 8 of those, some disinfectant, some hand sanitizer, a few rags, and a couple of jacks. So here's Cheryl getting the caddies ready for the east green. The thing about removing the caddies is we just want to get them a little bit away from the clubhouse to help with congestion. So the next thing we need to do is get an empty box for the players to put their used mats in. The way we do that is to take the top box, empty it out, fill it up on the next box, and take the empty box outside where the players will put their dirty mats in. So now it's time to man the front gate to await the first players coming in. You'll take your little goodie basket that should have everything in it and out to the front gate, which you've already partially set up on a previous visit. And you're going to put out such things as the masks, the clean pens, the dirty pen holder, the hand sanitizer, the forms for people that haven't brought one with them, and a basket for where people will put their forms in. So just to make it clear who is responsible for what, the leads will be getting the rakes from the shed, one person at a time in the shed. One of the leads will then grab the basket for the rink, one basket per rink. If we're using long mats that day, each skip grabs one long mat and 4 nails and takes it to their rink for setup. Okay, so now we're going to pretend that all your players have arrived and getting ready to start the bowl. At this point, you can start to tear down the front. So the flags come down, but the bungee will stay, hopefully to keep out any visitors, because no visitors are allowed this year. And the rest of the stuff you'll pack up and take back to the clubhouse where you got it. Okay, so just to be clear here, up until now, Cheryl has been doing all the monitor duties. For this next couple of clips, she's actually going to be a bowler. So here you see a bowler cleaning their own jack and putting it back in the caddy. And then wipe down their own rake, which they're going to take back to the shed. Now the mats and the rags have to be taken to discard. The rags are discarded only at the end of the day. The mats are placed in the box at the end of each game. Now the bowler has to put away the caddy and the rake. So the rake will go back in the shed. Again, one person at a time in the shed. And the caddy goes back on the table, although you wouldn't go through that door because that is an exit only. So now Cheryl is through being a bowler and she's back to being a monitor. You will pick up these 2 items, the dirty mats and the dirty rags, and bring them back inside where they started the day. So once you have the items inside, the dirty rags go there where they'll be taken out for laundry, and the dirty mats go on the bottom. So this makes sure that we don't have to sanitize them, as they will not be used for several days. So once you have the mats put away, it's time to reload the caddies with whatever they need. Usually it'll be 2 short mats and any towels that they might be missing. I like to have between 2 and 4 towels per caddy, but it's sort of subject to availability. Once the skips have finished putting away all their long mats, you can put away the long mat trolley back into the shed where you got it from. So now it's time to go get the 2 locks that you put on the gate and the bungee that you left on the entry gate. Again, the password for all the locks is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And finally, it's time to lock everything up. Start with the equipment shed, from the keys from inside the door. You lock it up, you put the keys back. Then you've got to deal with the back door, remove your props, make sure everything's properly closed. After doing a quick check around inside and turning off all the lights, you close the front door. And you have just completed a totally successful monitoring shift. Take a bow.